Mulligan, half a day, and Heckian. It is time for more Pixel PI. I'm doing a little bit of a whispering because the room is sleeping. But for those of you who remember, we did play the demo for this game like a while ago. The developer reached out and they're like, hey, I just put up case 4. So I'm like, ooh, case 4 of 6. Intrigued. But also, fun fact about the settings. When you hit exit, it doesn't exit the settings, it exits the game. Because I was like, oh yeah, save my settings, exit the settings. No. Hit the red button. Hit the red button. I was like, oh. Curious, does my demo carry over? Does not. Looks like we are starting from the very beginning then. 11:31 p.m. Date, November 20, 2089. Which is actually kind of good that we're starting over, because I think it's like you have to type the questions to figure it out. Who are you? Why are you here? Stop going after... What are you talking about? Answer me. Trust me, it's not worth it. You only get yourself killed. I won't be threatened. I don't care what you say. Don't be stubborn. It's for your own good. Somehow I don't believe you really care about what happens to me. In that case, you leave me no choice. Pixel's apartment, St. Remy, Waveland. Date, November 21st, 2089. Wakes up. It was just a nightmare. I fell asleep at my desk. What was I doing? Checks her computer. What? Did everything get deleted? Why can't I remember what I was working on? Notices the robot levitating beside her and gets startled. As always, what the are you doing here? I don't know, my memory seems to be corrupt. Stands up and tries to punch the robot she doesn't recognize. Wait, stop, Pixel, it's me, Ethan. I don't know any Ethans and I don't care about robots either way. Get out of my house. Continues trying to punch Ethan, but he is too agile. Glimpses at her computer. 2089, this can't be right. It's March of 2087. Or is it July? What's happening to me? Oh, bro, you lost 2 years? Leaves Ethan alone for a second and checks the internet. I can't believe it. It's really November of 2089. Why can't I remember the last 2 years? Pixel, you seem distressed. What's happening? What is this robot doing in my house? Why is he acting like he cares about me? Stop talking, robot. What are you doing in my house? Pixel, we are partners. We solve cases together. But there's something wrong with me. According to my system log, something happened yesterday at 11:38 p.m. I received a big amount of data that seems to have corrupted my memories. So he claims he has memory issues as well. Isn't that convenient? Russell's got a blue eye and a green eye. If your memories are corrupted, how come you remember us working together? I'm not sure. The memories I have are like summaries of memories, if that makes sense. There are no specific memories at all, but somehow I know you are Pixel, and you are a hacker detective, and we work together solving cases. And I'll do anything to help you. You must be lying. Why would I work with a robot? If you really would do anything to help me, then connect your system to my computer and enter standby mode so I can check what's wrong with you. Okay, I trust you, Pixel. Please don't delete me. Connects his system to Pixel's computer and enters standby mode, leaving himself unable to do anything until Pixel restarts him. He was right about the data dump. His memory is practically all corrupted indeed. Looks like when I tried to recover my old save data from that Battle Monsters game. Battle Monsters. I wonder what that could be. I don't trust this robot, but he is being cooperative, and his report about his logs checks out. I could erase him right now, and he knew that. Disconnects Ethan from her computer and puts him back online. Okay, Ethan, you can help me. Why are my memories gone, and why is my computer wiped? What do you mean your memories are gone? The last 2 years or so, I don't remember anything. It's as if I was asleep for 2 years, because last I remember it was mid-2087, not 89. I'm afraid I don't know, Pixel. I'll probably be able to help you more once my system is back to normal, but I'm not sure how long that will take. I have no time for this, but I guess I'll keep you around until I figure something out. What's the hurry? Consider the facts. I'm missing memories of the last 2 years, and my computer gets wiped at the same time. It could be a coincidence, but if it's not, then the most likely explanation is that someone somehow deleted my memories. Someone went through the trouble of hacking me and deleting my memories instead of just killing me. That means they want me alive, so they probably want something else from me. I need to be prepared for whatever comes next. My physical possessions seem to be intact, despite all my digital stuff being wiped. I wonder if that notebook is still around. Checks her desk drawers. Aha, here it is. A lot of encrypted stuff as expected. What's this? Are these police case IDs? That's the last entry, so it must be somewhat recent. There must be something in those cases that can help me figure out what happened to me, or at least help me understand why someone would want my memories gone. Hey Ethan, help me set up a case on my computer. Case ID 591872222-B. I'm on it. Is this the case you've been working on? I guess we'll see. Getting back into it. Desktop overview. On the left side of the screen, you will find your icons. Interviews, hint, clues, settings, which allows you to navigate through the different sections of the game. Let me hit next. The hint button will show you a hint about the current point you are in the game. Click it only if you are stuck. If you stay stuck at the same point, the hints will become progressively more explicit with each click. They're like, okay, figure out what he means. Ask him a question about the day. Ask him about what he was doing on that day at that time at here. On the right side of the screen, you will see the currently available interviews. Click on the interview you want to access to open the interview database window. Bernie's murder. Attempting to decrypt artifact. Artifact successfully decrypted. Attempting decrypt. Attempt failed. Attempting. Okay. When you see Ethan pop up, click on him to watch his interaction with Pixel after reviewing. Oh. Sorry, I was reading this instead. Case terminal logs. Decrypting case files. I guess I'll click Ethan. The case framework I developed seems to have booted up correctly. This looks very complicated. What should we do first? I usually begin by reviewing what clues we were able to decrypt from the start. Then I check the available interviews. Police usually ask witnesses their name and their age, so I would start by asking both questions to make sure the interview system works. Okay, so it's just gonna keep going. The logs from the background process attempt to decrypt case clues and statements. This window is not interactable, and its contents are only useful for the operative system's developer. Additional information will be displayed here. Puppy dog. General clues. Hacker detective. Right, Pixel's notebook. Ethan, very nice. Case clues, Bernie. Victim in this case, she was a journalist investigating the black market, it looks like. Cover to read clue description. Pixel, looks like this case took place in April of 2087, more than 2 years ago. Do you remember hearing about this? Cover. Bernie was killed with an axe, taking a hit to the head with a weapon. She was coming back to her home from a supermarket a few blocks away. No, I don't remember anything about this case, but maybe it just flew under my radar at the time and I only learned about it later. So what do you remember from 87? Well, in 86, I got fired from my job as a police consultant for refusing to stop working on a case. In 87, I started working as a private investigator and I was struggling to get clients. 90% of my potential clients were married people looking for evidence of infidelity. I've done a couple of those, but it gets so boring that I refuse to do them anymore. Then there were some potential clients that required things outside my area of expertise, like surveillance or infiltration. I have a feeling we've done things like that before. Go on. No, that's it. I don't recall the specifics. Anyway, I only got a couple of interesting cases, and the last thing I recall doing before my memory loss is desperately looking for clients. Okay, I'm gonna tweak. Yeah, it's at max speed. I'm gonna tweak this because it's just a tad loud with the. So we're just gonna tweak that a little bit. Bernie's death report. Bernie, Alex. Alex is the main suspect. He is something killer. Alright, interview time. This is the Interviews Database Framework window. In this window, you will interact with the cases, interviews, and unlock statements and pieces of evidence. Ask a relevant question using your own words. On the left side of the window, you will see the interview metadata. This metadata contains the interviewee's name and the date of the interview, the topic of the interview, the assigned role of the interviewee in the case, and the way the interview was conducted. Middle of the window, you'll see the statements. These are the answers the interviewee gave during the interview. Each statement will be encrypted until you unlock it. On the bottom of the window is the text input field. In order to unlock statements, you will have to ask questions to the interviewee. You can ask any question by typing them in the text input field and pressing enter or clicking send. If there is a match, the matching statement will be unlocked. For example, if you ask, "What is your name? Can you tell me your name?" or "Who are you?" or however you want to phrase it to Alex, his answer to that question will be decrypted and you'll be able to see it on the statements section. By clicking on a specific statement, you can access the debunk button to debunk that statement. Debunking requires you to have a clue that contradicts the statement, so most statements can't be debunked, like Alex's name. Last lost. Last but not least is the handbook button. This button will open the handbook, which contains information about how the police conducts interviews. Alibi. If the interview is a potential suspect, it's important to establish the interviewee's location, activities during the time of the incident. Location. Accusation response. The handbook is divided by sections, and each section contains information about how the topics in that section are treated. The handbook keeps track of what statements relevant to each section you unlocked. With the handbook, you can make sure you ask the fundamental questions before racking your brain trying to come up with a way to debunk a suspect. So, what is, or what name do you go by? I'm Alex. Look at me after reviewing the new unlocks. How come you asking a question decrypts statements? Well, we first obtained the list of encrypted statements from the police database, right? The statements are encrypted using a quantum encryption algorithm called IEA, which encrypts each statement with its vectorized intent. By vectorizing the intent of the question I input and comparing it to the encrypted vectorized intents of the statements one by one, there is a match. The matching system can be decrypted by an algorithm I reverse engineered. You kind of lost me there. It sounds like magic. If there is no match, my software will say something like, no match found, or however I worded it. But it doesn't matter because I can ask as many questions as needed. There can be lots of trials and errors involved, but I'm able to make educated guesses based on the context of the case, the clues, my knowledge of how the police ask questions, etc. That's amazing, Pixel. I can't believe you could do that. Yep, and the best thing is that by decrypting statements, we will also sometimes decrypt evidence. How does that make sense? Well, I had access to the police database software when I worked there, and I should shut my mouth. I already told you too much. What name do you go by? I'm Alex. When did you spawn into the world? Right, your birthday. Was not asked. Okay. Fine. When were you bored? Okay, so apparently I didn't ask him his birthday. Personal interview at the police report. All right. How do you know Bernie? I never met Bernie. Who is Bernie? Okay. You never met Bernie. Kill Bernie. There you go, Bernie. Oh. I locked a bunch of stuff. Okay, hold on. I didn't kill Bernie. I was doing my laundry at the time of the incident. I was in my home at the time of the incident, nowhere near where it happened. Well, hold on now. Were you doing your laundry or were you at your home? What time were you home doing laundry? Okay. What time were you home? No, okay. Doing my laundry at the time of the incident. My home at the time of the incident, nowhere near where it happened. Where is your home? Gander at this. Oh, age. Okay. How old are you? 25 years old. Okay. What is your job? Do some odd jobs here and there for a living. That's not descriptive at all. The interview is a potential suspect. It's important to establish the interview, right? Accusation, location, connection to case. Understand the interview's connection to the case is crucial. Follow-ups. After gathering initial information, it's important to ask follow-up questions and discuss key pieces of evidence related to the case and the witness. Why, how, what, where, when. Okay, let me... Oh! I went to drop off letters and the FedEx man was right there and he was like, oh, here you go. And I was like, oh, thank you.
Slide.
Oh, well, ta-da! Happy 4th of July. All right. Clues. Bank statement. Untraceable accounts. Is the hat? It looks cute. Oh, is this the brim? How do you... Oh,
Depending when you...
Ah, okay.
Or you pull it up.
Yeah, because you roll it up and then it has room to go... Oh, I like it. It's a very tiny brim. I thought it was going to be a little bigger. Very nice shirt. How did you get into it? Prime factorization. School was always so boring to me, but this was fun. So I started learning more about modern quantum encryption and how to break it. I had to learn really advanced math and quantum physics, but I was so into it, it didn't really feel like work. And then I started hacking everything and getting into trouble for it. I had to learn how to be more sneaky about it and how to cover my tracks. Then I realized I could make money hacking, so I became a gray hat hacker. What's a gray hat hacker? Sorry, I know this is hacker, but that A and that C just look like other letters. Someone who shows people how easily hackable their systems are by hacking them and then offers to fix their vulnerabilities for money. So like extortion? No, that's what a black hat hacker do. I never threaten my clients, just point out the flaws in their systems and offer them solutions. I see. Is that legal? No, but yes, kind of. It's complicated. One could say it's a gray area. Just like your sense of humor. Oh my goodness. Okay, so his bank account, daily deposits from different untraceable accounts, beginning up to and including deposits. I'm gonna select this. Nice. Select. Bank statement. Bank statement. No. Who pays you for your job? I'm not wording it good. Interesting, we should ask Alex about this. A strand of hair containing Alex's DNA was found on Bernie's clothes, suggesting that Alex interacted with Bernie the day she died. Okay. Did you interact with Bernie? I never met Bernie. Your hair was on Bernie's clothes. I don't know why my hair was found on the victim. We may have brushed past each other at the supermarket I went to earlier that day. When did you go to the supermarket? I know you said earlier that day, but like, I'm looking for a time. Okay. So Alex said, and this clue corroborates it, that he was at the supermarket on the day of the incident. We should be able to easily debunk his claim about his location at the time of the incident. So what do you mean by debunk? Not all the statements are encrypted the same way, but we can't tell how they are encrypted beforehand. Some statements, those belonging to responses from a second round of questions made by the police about previous statements from the same interview, are encrypted, including a reference to the clue used by the police to press the suspect and the inconsistency pointed out by the police. Those statements are tricky to decrypt, but what usually does the trick is aligning the right clue with the right statement and approximate the inconsistency between them. Once we have all three of those things, we can vectorize them and compare the result to all the encrypted statements until we find a match, if we're lucky, like we do with regular statements. I'm sorry, almost all of that just flew over my head. We just have to find a clue that contradicts a statement and explain the contradiction. Oh, okay, thank you. Alright, stare. Witnesses and Bernie at the store the day Bernie died between 2:55 and 3:05. They were not seen together, but they were both at the supermarket at the same time. The store is a few blocks from Bernie's apartment. Didn't you say you were like doing your laundry or something? Do some odd jobs. Nowhere near where it happened. Debunk that. To debunk a statement, the first thing you need to do is select the clue that contradicts the statement or shows that the statement is false or invalid. Invalid. The next step is to explain how the clue contradicts the statement. For example, if the statement is, I was at the park that day, and the clue says the park was closed that day, you could say, the park was closed that day, so you couldn't have been there. Make sure you selected the right statement and the right clue. Most statements can't be debunked. Make sure you found a meaningful problem in the statement that a clue you own can demonstrate. Keep in mind that debunks are not the place to ask questions. If you find yourself wanting to debunk a statement with a question, you try instead asking the question in the interview framework. Okay. There's a clue to debunk. I was in my home at the time of the incident, nowhere near where it happened. Well. the supermarket, which is close to Bernie's apartment. Because he's like, I was nowhere near it. And it's like, you were close to her apartment. Oh, man. Oh, that's right. I did go to the supermarket that day, but I had nothing to do with the murder. There's no possible reason for me wanting to kill Bernie. Yeah, Alex lied about being at home at the time. Not looking good for him. I guess what's left to do is figure out a possible motive. We have no evidence to suggest Alex had a personal reason to kill Bernie, but we have evidence that he is receiving large sums of money in his bank account from untraceable sources. I think we should ask him about it. Are you a hitman? I don't know anything about the black market. Everything I do is legal. Did Bernie ask you questions? Because she was investigating the black market. No. I don't know anything about the black market. Everything I do is legal. Bank statement? If the job was legal, then why untraceable? Maybe? Probably not. Oh. If what you do is legal, then why the untraceable money? Oh, response? Those statements you see on my bank are payments for a job I'm doing, but it's under a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't talk about it. Well, that's interesting. Oh, what? So after all this evidence, the case just went cold? How's that even possible? Maybe the second interview will give us more information about this. Bernie's family organized a public funeral. The funeral was held. The family is still looking for answers. An individual contacted the police by sending a small robot to the police station that facilitated a holographic interview with them. The robot claimed the individual had knowledge about the case while not being personally involved in any capacity. Okay. Interesting. Interview. Let's go here. What is your name? Oh my goodness, I can type, I swear. Prefer to keep my identity and personal life private. How old are you? Prefer to keep... What is your job? I am a private investigator. I learned through a news report that a journalist had been killed. This led me to look at that. Wow, this is a lot of stuff. Okay, oh my goodness. Right, and I made some discoveries worth sharing. Brittany was investigating the black market and some of the organizations involved in it, such as the Crimson Mob, the White Hand, and others neither she nor I could identify. Fortunately, someone wasn't fond of that and resolved to silence her. They contracted an individual to eliminate Bernie to put an end to her investigations. I am certain the hired murderer is Alex. Alex's reputation as a for-hire murderer in the black market, considering that the DNA evidence proves Alex had physical contact with Bernie and the fact that he started receiving payments from unknown sources, and without justification, I conclude that Alex was paid to murder Bernie. Okay. Okay. Oh, come on, that's not fair. What happened? I was so close to solving this case, and this guy just spoiled it for me. All I needed to know was Alex's connection to Black Mark, and I would have been able to definitely prove he was the killer. I didn't need a random PI appear and explain how to solve the whole thing. So what Bernie was investigating that got her killed was the black market. What do you know about the black market? Boop, boop. Not much, I'm afraid. Well, I got my NIU in the black market. What's an NIU? The neural interface unit. It's a brain implant that allows me to connect to the internet and other devices with my mind. I had to get in the black market because I was too young to get it legally, but I really needed it if I wanted to be serious about making money hacking. That sounds dangerous. How was your experience? I had to access the dark web and I found a seller there. I met them in a random store in the city. It was a weird experience. You go alone? Yeah, but I had backup in a way. I made sure there was a police officer nearby and I hacked his radio to send a signal with my location if something went wrong. That's smart, Pixel. I can't help but wonder, what if your memory loss is due to having a knockoff NIU? I don't think so. I eventually replaced it with a legal one and the tests all come back good. How about someone hacking your NIU and messing with your memories? I thought about it, but hacking an NIU is not possible. If someone figured out a way to hack NIUs, they could practically mind control the whole world. If that happened, my memories are the least of our problems. After the PI's thorough explanation, what else do you think the police asked him that will be relevant for us? The police was probably interested in how he knows so much about the black market. They always try to find an angle to catch you. And also, they probably asked why he is doing this, what his intentions are. We should discover what he had to say about that. Why come forward? Just wanted to make sure you guys, the police, do your job. I know some of you have been compromised, but I also know most of you are honest and wanted to do what's right, or at least that's what I want to believe, so I'm here to do anything I can to help. The last statement I'm interested in from the PI's interview is about how he knows so much about the black market. I'm certain the police asked him about that. How do you know so much about the black? My goodness. Discover who built Ethan. My job often makes me confront entities that deal in the black market. I wish I didn't know the kind of stuff that goes on there. What? I got an achievement, but that has nothing to do with Ethan. Huh? Right, totally different. Solve the first case. What? What is this? I knew it. You are a spy. You belong to the anonymous PI and you were sent to spy on me. Did you have something to do with my memory loss? Start talking right now. Oh. Would not mind if I disable all of your antennae so you can't possibly communicate with anyone else, right? I don't care, go ahead. Pixel inspects Ethan's internal antennae, noticing they were already disabled. Why didn't you tell me your antennae were disabled? I didn't notice it. How is it possible to not notice your antennae aren't working? Are you not trying to look stuff up on the internet? Not really. Whatever, I don't trust you, Ethan, but you are harmless. I need more information to understand how you ended up with me, not to mention why I lost my memories. Let's try with the next case on the list. Let's set up case ID 239-84712-J. New clue unlocked. Bank statement. I'm so curious about Ethan. Private investigator, colloquially known by the police officers as the hologram detective or the anonymous PI, sent a message. I would not be able to send my robot to interview with you about this case. However, I learned a lot about this case that I need to share with you my findings. I've been following... What is that, Jeff? There's an N, and an F, and an E. For a while. Maybe there's letters, too. Or not letters, there's numbers. Connections. I have reasons to believe... Oh my goodness. I have reasons to believe killed John. I'm certain will use to get away with it. For that reason, I want to be part of the investigation. If you have trouble, interrogate thoroughly. Killing, look into. William reported John to the police on the 13th, accusing him of... William later recanted his accusation. John is the victim in this case. He owns a trading card store. Aww. William, a neighbor of John's, resides directly to the east of John's house, with his backyard serving as the only separation between the two properties. Unknown criminal organization. Operates... They sent a paid assassin to kill Bernie, the journalist investigating them. Bernie was investigating the black market and was killed by Alex, a paid assassin hired by some criminal organization. Why wasn't he arrested? Why was this case relevant to Pixel before losing her memories? Let's go ahead and talk to him. Okay. What is your name? How old are you? What is your job? I'm retired, but I still do some work as a collectibles picker. What is a collectibles picker? A collectibles picker is someone who finds and buys valuable items from other people and resells them for a profit. Not a scalper. Okay, where were you at the time of murder? The night of the incident, I was at home. The night of the incident, I was watching TV. I couldn't have killed John. I was at home the whole time. Louis can confirm that, and the shot actually hit my house on the outside while I was in my property. How do you know John? Oh, it won't let me. Okay. Do we know who Louis is? We decrypted a new interview about this Louis guy. Great, let's see what we have here. Well, hold on. How do you know John? I didn't know John very well. We only talked a few times. What did you talk about with John? Talked about the weather, our gardens, and trading cards with John. What kind of trading cards? As a collectibles, I pick a variety of items, including antiques, vintage toys, trading cards, firearms. Did John? Did John? Not Jojo. Did John have trading cards? Because you talked about it with him. I know that John was a trading card store owner, lived alone, but he had a girlfriend named Nina who visited him often. How do you know Nina? How do you know Nina? Boop, boop. We unlocked the interview with Nina regarding John's murder. Looks promising. Let's see it. How do you know Nina? Alone. How did you know that John lives alone? No? Okay. Did Nina visit him that day? Oh, okay. I was like, oh. All right, clues. Louis is a neighbor of John. They live across the street from each other. Local dog Sammy found missing child in the park. City Council is investigating the recent streetlight failures. Is looking for new employees. Local Battle Monster TCG player wins. Nina, a local player, won the regional tournament held. Hey! Surprising everyone with a rare card rumored to be worth a fortune. Oh no. John's girlfriend. She lives in the city, an hour away from John's house. I'm gonna go back to this and be like, did Nina have a rare card? No? Okay. Throw me a question. Okay. What is your name? My name is Louis. How old are you? What is your job? I'm a music composer at the moment. I'm working on the music for a new movie. Can't say which, I'm afraid. Where were you at the time of the murder? The night of the incident, I was home right across the street from... Oh my goodness. Right across the street from Williams and John's houses. I was composing a track, playing the piano in my living room. Couldn't have killed John. I was at home when both gunshots were fired, and there's no line of sight between my property and the inside of John's living room. Gunshots? I heard a gunshot. I went outside to see what was going on. I saw William. Oh my goodness. Okay. I went outside to see what was going on. I saw William leaving his house almost at the same time, so I went to talk to him. I talked with William for a few seconds. We just agreed that the noise was a gunshot, and then he would call the police. We then each went to our respective homes. A few seconds after I got back inside, I heard a second gunshot. I assumed William had called the police, so I stayed inside looking out the windows until the police arrived. I couldn't have killed John. I was at home when both gunshots were fired. There's no line of sight between my property and the inside of John's living room. Hold on. Heard a gunshot. Okay. They go back to here and be like, gunshot? Gunshot? Gunshots? Heard a loud noise coming from outside that sounded like a gunshot. When I heard the first gunshot, I went outside to investigate. I met a neighbor across the street, Louie, who also was concerned. Then I came back inside and heard a second, which sounded much closer. When I heard the second, I called the police to report the gunshots. I didn't know John very well. Ooh, I thought the guy said you said that you called. Hold on. Oh, we're happy. So B was outside. Hold on. Second one was outside. Nice. Oh. My boyfriend. I lived with him on the weekends. Oh. Right, what would she gain from killing him? Did you kill him? Yeah, just ask. Did you kill him? No? Okay. Wow, really? They didn't ask, did you kill him? Poor John. Resides directly to the east of John's house. Right? Houses. John's is to the east of the house. Bullet was found west. That makes sense. It means the bullet came from his apartment. Close to the western window. Well, that doesn't make sense. They turned around? Because, they shoot to the western window. His house is over here because it's on the western side of his wall, outside his building. Why would they turn around? What questions? Who did that? How do you know Louis? What do you talk about with Louis? No? Okay. relationship to the victim. Conflict. Did he buy cards from you? Right, because you drew. Did you buy cards from him? Right, he's a store. No? Give me a hint. We should debunk William's argument that he couldn't have shot John. The whole time? I don't know which to select. I guess Louis? You went outside after the first gunshot to talk to Louis. You went outside after the first gunshot.
Aha!
Aha! William's alibi only makes sense if there had been only one shot. There were 2 shots the night of the murder. He argues he couldn't have fired one of them, but even if that was true, there was another shot he could have fired. His alibi is worthless. Now that doesn't mean that he is the killer. He might have been nervous or confused when he gave that argument. Right? Okay, hold on. So his first shot, he was at home. Second shot, he says he was at home. It should be like, headshots? She doesn't know anything, because she says she was at her apartment, which is an hour away. Objection! Hello, Harold! Hackian, exactly right. It is like Ace Attorney vibes, but more interactive. We gotta ask them questions. So if you can think of any, that'd be great. Writer occupation? How much money does job make? But did he ever say that it was Christmas when it was only... Or sorry, no, it was close to Christmas when it was only Christmas Eve? God. Ace Attorney, man. What do you mean? It was close to Christmas. It was close to Christmas. Was it Christmas or was it not Christmas? It was close to Christmas. That means it wasn't Christmas. It's the silliest argument, but it's so true. And he's like, oh, you're right. Just because it was close to Christmas doesn't mean it was Christmas. Okay, so it was like 2 other things, but we kind of asked her about her job. I don't know what her motive would be. Conflict with the interview. Did you guys ever have fights? Right, that's a conflict. Ooh, I didn't have any problem with John. We had a good relationship. I love him. Did John love you? I mean, just because you love him doesn't mean he loves you. Did John give you the rare card? Right, because he's a card shop owner. Where did you get the rare card? Okay, nothing. Dang it. Right, how I debunks, right? What about back to Louis? What do I need from you, Louis? Right. How do you know John? I didn't know John personally. I only knew him by sight. We just waved at each other when we saw each other outside. How do you know William? William is my neighbor across the street. I don't know much about him really, even though we have been neighbors for a few years now. Do you know Nina? No, he doesn't know Nina. Okay, well. Did you fight with John? I never had any serious conflict with John, but one time he accused my dog Sammy of stealing another neighbor's rake and taking it to his home. It was ridiculous. What? I think your dog stole our neighbor's rake and took it to my house. What? Louie's dog named Sammy is a golden retriever. Puppy boy. Okay, I could ask them about Sammy. Sammy? Question mark? Nina is the Meep. No, it's one of the characters' name. I know, I was like... She apparently is a TCG, player, and she, recently won a championship with a rare card that is worth a lot of money. The man who was murdered, i.e. her boyfriend, is somebody who runs a card shop. So I'm like, okay, either he was like, oh my god, babe, this card would totally help you win. Or she's like, oh my god, that card will help me win, but he won't let me have it. He must die. And then William is a guy who sells stuff like that. So I could see him being like, oh my god, that's worth money and he won't sell it to me. He needs to die. So there's a lot of things. Right, I think I already asked you, Sammy. And then I'm going to ask the other people about Sammy, because why not? Sammy? Nope, you know nothing about Sammy. Nina, do you know anything about Sammy? Sammy? Dude. Sorry. All right, back to Louie. What other things? Conflict between the victim and other participants. Mad at William? Good morning, Nina. Hello, Andrew. Heck, Ian. Or is the card a red herring? It could be a red herring. That's the thing. We gotta figure it out. Mad at Nina? Those are the only other participants. He said he didn't talk to them a lot. Tell me about the rake. Never had any serious conflict with John, but one time he accused my dog Sammy of stealing another neighbor's rake and taking it to his home. Maybe his... Tell me about the rake. Okay, so it's not him. Nina, do you know? Tell me about the rake and Sammy. No, dang it. Oh, give me a hint. We have to understand William's relationship with this case. Right? He's 63. I am retired, but I still do some work as a collectibles pickle. Someone who finds and buys, right? Pick a variety, right? The night of the incident, I was at home. The night of the incident, I was watching TV. If watching TV, how did you hear gunshot? I know it's a dumb question, but we're trying. Oh, it's thinking. It's thinking. No, okay. I heard a loud noise come from outside that sounded like a gunshot. How do you know what gunshots sound like? When I heard the first gunshot, I went outside to investigate. I met the neighbor across the street, Louie, who was also concerned by the noise. Then I came back inside and heard a second gunshot, which sounded much closer. When I heard the second gunshot, I called the police to report the gunshots. I didn't know John very well. We only talked a few times. I knew that he was a trading card shop owner, lived alone, but he had a girlfriend named Nina who visited him often. We talked about the weather, our gardens, and trading cards. And secrets. Louie is my neighbor across the street. We just have short conversations when we meet outside. Ever talk with Nina? No, but then how do you know about the girlfriend? I would like a hint. Just William if he had any conflict with John. I thought I did. Any problems with John? We never had any conflicts with John. We were always friendly to each other. That's very helpful. Okay. Any problems with Louie? No. Any problems with Nina? No. That doesn't really give me much to go off of. Discover who would have a motive to kill John. I mean, technically, all of them would. Probably saw her arrive in his home lately. Maybe saw them kiss or something, right? But he's like Next building neighbor. He's not like in the same hallway neighbor. I'm imagining them as apartment buildings. Did you try to buy any cards from John? Did John ever say no to selling cards to you? Did you ever shop at John's store? Question, do I need to be putting question marks? I know I've done like conflict or whatever and like, or no, I put gunshots, nothing happened. I put gunshots, question mark, and then it worked. Oh, I'm wondering if I need question marks this whole time. Did you ever try to buy cards from John? No? Dang it. I need another hit. She asked the witnesses if John had any conflicts with anybody. Did John have any problems? Question mark. Oh, a few days ago, I think John and his girlfriend Nina had a fight. Well, damn. I heard them arguing loudly, and then she stormed out of the house. I did not catch what their argument was about. Did John ever buy anything from William? Right? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I'm like, if he sells cards and he's a card shop person, I feel like they would talk. A new clue got decrypted, some rumors about John and Nina. They apparently had a fight a few days before the incident. We should follow this lead. I want to know what they're fighting about. Okay. I'm also going to ask him, did John have any problems? I'm going to try without question mark. No, you don't need question mark. I found out that William made a police report about John some days ago. I think he accused him of stealing something, but he recanted the accusation later. I heard that John and his girlfriend had a huge fight a few days ago. Wait, is this about the rake thing? Okay. He decrypted a new interview about William's report against John. It's from 3 days before the incident. 3 days. Has to be relevant to the case. I found out that William made a police report about John some days ago. I think he accused him of stealing something, but he recanted the accusation later. Wait. With John, but one time he accused my dog Sammy of stealing another neighbor's rake and taking it to his home. Okay, so William thought John stole his rake, and then John thought Louie's dog stole. Oh my god, this is getting complicated. It was all over a rake. Okay, I'm gonna look at our clues real quick. Ordered John the police the 13th, accusing him of stealing a valuable, officially appraised trading card. William later recanted his accusation. Huh. So, you had an expensive card, and you accused the card shop guy of having it, and lo and behold, Nina ends up winning a tournament with a rare card that's worth a fortune. Saw John and Nina arguing in front of John's house. Okay. A mint collection Cosmun Kai card, part of William's collection. William reported missing, accusing John of stealing it. William recanted his accusation against John, saying he was mistaken that he found the card in his house. Oh. Right, given their respective businesses, they had to have interactions. It was like, oh, we just talked about the weather. Okay. 15th of July. Tell me about the missing card. I filed a report against John because I thought John had stolen my card, but soon after I recanted the accusation and the whole thing was resolved before the murder, so I had no reason to be mad. Nah, that's sus as hell, bro. Tell me about the missing card. Maybe Louis knows something about the missing card. He knows nothing. All right, Nina, what do you know about the missing card? What did you and John argue about? I think I spelled argue, right? All right, I didn't have any problem. People saw you having a fight outside his home. What was the fight about? Tell me, Nina. God damn it, Nina. Is the rake related or is that just a red herring? That too could be a red herring. Curses Nina. Alright, back to him. Wow. Oh. Been following William for a while. What, does William got connections to the black market? Do you sell cards on the black market? Nope, okay. Let me go back to the interviews because there is a new one. Right, this is about the missing card. This is before he died. So, what is your name? Oh, doesn't even want to bother. Wow, so for this interview, they don't even want to bother with that. What is going on? What's going on? Fine. What is the problem? I'm trying to pretend to be a police officer being like, no, what's going on? What's the problem? My officially appraised battle monster card, Cosmo Kai, was stolen by John. It's worth a lot of money. It's the only known copy of the card in existence. What the fudge? I had managed to secure a highly sought-after auction slot for my card for today, but now, thanks to him, I have nothing to show for it. The opportunity is lost, and I expect to be properly redressed? Properly redressed? You're in English. I'm a member of the network. I will not tolerate being treated like this. What is the network? Deleted. Oh. William, that doesn't look great at all. It's just deleted. Okay. Cool. Cool. William was scheduled to auction his card. William failed to show up for it, resulting in a last-minute cancellation of his slot and a penalty from the auction house, including a 1-month suspension and a hefty fine. Cosmo Kai. William belongs to a secret society called the Network. Alright, Cosmo Kai. I'm gonna real quick ask them about that. Cosmo Kai, question mark. Cosmo Kai? Yeah. Do you know anything about the network? Nope, she doesn't. Okay, cool. Well, then I guess I'll go here, and I'll be like, Cosmo Kai? And they'll be like, what are you talking about? It's just like, do you know anything about the network? Not network television. Secret society called the Network. No. Any chance they re-asked you about it? Cosmo Kai? No. What is the network? Okay, he wants nothing to do with it. Cool. Back to this. Deleted. Wow, there's still so many answers. Who knows about the card? Did you misplace the card? I'm trying to figure out what questions a police officer would ask. Sammy at the rake? I don't know. Just tippy tap. No? Okay. Suspicions, theft opportunities. Why do you think John took it? That's a good one. Why do you think John took it? John stole my card. No one else knew how valuable it was. He was a collector as well, and I told him about it. Why did you tell John about the card? Okay, that's not a thing. When could he have taken it, right? When? John and his girlfriend came over for dinner the night before I noticed it was missing. He must have taken it then. I always invited them for dinner and they always declined. Now the one time they accept to come over, my card goes missing. Do you think that's a coincidence? Did Nina take the card? Sounds like something she would do. What are you thinking about it? Oh, it's thinking. Ugh. No one else knows how valuable it is. He was a collector. Nina was the girlfriend. Maybe she heard John talk about it. Right? I imagine if he knew it was expensive, he'd be like, whoa, Nina, this card? Super expensive, we could sell it. Or you could use it to win your matches. Definitely seems like something that Nina would do, right? Really Nina's. Okay. Can I ask why recant? Why did you recant? Like, can I ask that, or has that not happened yet technically in this interview? No? Did Louis take the card? Right? Covered my bases because maybe Louis took it. Nope. John stole it. No one else knew how valuable it was. He was a collector as well, and I told him about it. Okay. How much is it worth? It was stolen. It's worth a lot of money. It's the only known copy. Okay, I was like looking for a specific. Where did you last see it? Last time I saw my card was the day before I made the denouncement. It was in a drawer in my studio where I always keep it. Denouncement? What's a denouncement? Okay, I don't know what the fudge a denouncement is. Right, I'm assuming he recanted after this interview, so I'm trying to think like between that. Was the studio or drawer locked, right? Was it locked? Because if so, I'd be like, well, then how did he get a key? Item's value? He just said it's worth a lot of money, but clearly I haven't gotten it really answered. Yes, yeah. Why would John steal the card versus buying it from you? Like, why would he take it? He has a shop. It's a very rare card and it's worth a lot of money. It's a collector's item and there are only a few in existence. You just said there was only one. You said there was only one. Now there are multiple? Can I debunk this somehow? Can I debunk this with... Not really. William, he's a member of a secret society, connections in the black market. To understand how they operate within the police force. Make sure to interrogate Nina thoroughly. She killing John. You may be compelled to look into Louis' relationship with John. However, you will find out soon enough that's a dead end. Okay, so Nina probably killed John. But why would Nina kill John? He's got a card shop. Stock your stuff and everything. Right? I'm like, what do they mean denouncement? Well, we haven't even talked to John yet, so this is when he was alive. Did you take the card? I didn't steal William's card. What do you know about the card? I've seen William's missing Battle Monster card. He showed it to me a few days ago. William's missing Battle Monster card is probably worth a lot of money, more than, Jesus, if I had to guess. The card is very valuable because it's a rare first edition and it's in mint condition. Only a few of them exist in the world, and on top of that, it's very sought after by players because it's one of the most powerful cards in the game. Would Nina take the card? Nope. When did you see it last? I know he said a few days ago. Did you have dinner with him? Okay. Is this some weird network ritual or something? No, the network is the name of the secret society. So, you know, like Illuminati's. So it's like, oh, the network kind of vibe. Showed to me a few. Why did he show you the card? Right? Like, why would he show it to you if it's worth a ridiculous amount of money? I didn't steal it. Did you want the card? It's bound to have weird rituals. It could have weird rituals, or it could just be really chill and mundane, and, you know, just people just like, sign into the paper so we know you're here at the meeting. It's like, you know, like a little sign-in sheet. Maybe they could have like sign-in stickers. Every 10 meetings you attend, you get like a little gold star. Oh, I gotta do the thing? Okay, what is your name? My name is John. What is your age? 42. Bit older than your girlfriend. What is your job? I own and manage a trading card shop. Okay, basic questions. How do you know William? Next door neighbor, I barely know him. You barely know him, but he invited you to dinner. Does he invite you to, oh my God, to hang out? Dinner? No? Okay. How do you know Louis? Nothing. How do you know Nina? Nothing. Ugh. I got that alibi. Connection to case. Debunks. Okay. It's like we got something, but like didn't get the full thing. Where were you when card was taken? Nothing. Fudge. I need a hint. That she had no conflict with John. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I figured, because I'm like, people saw you fighting. Where's her I love John? Nope, dating for a few years. Apartment. Yeah, I didn't have any problem with him. Really? People saw you fighting. People saw you having a fight. Get out of here.
Aha.
I'm sorry, I have to admit something. I borrowed William's card to use at a tournament. I was going to return it, but John found out and he was so mad at me, he yelled at me. He ended up returning the card anonymously for me. I think William might have killed him and it's all my fault. You know what's crazy? You could have been like, hey, William, can I borrow that to win the tournament? And then whatever I win from the tournament, I'll split to you with profit? And who knows, maybe I find someone there who wants to buy your card. Because, you know, you sell cards. Damn it, Nina. Okay. Part of William's collection and expensive trading, the case seems to have been broken to remove the card and put back together. Oh my god. Nina's deck list for the tournament on the 14th. It lists the cards she used in the tournament, including Cosmic Cloud. Can you imagine being a part? Damn it, Nina. Can you imagine being a part of like this trading card game community? And, you know, and you're like the little judge running, like, okay, it's a good deck list. Oh, he's gonna run that. That's a cool thing. Oh, they're gonna do this version of the game. Okay. And then you pull and you're like, what? Clear. Do they have a copy? It must be a proxy. Do we allow proxies? No? Then how do they have this rare card? And it's like, no, I have it. Here it is. Okay. Cool. So let me go here and be like, did you get the card back? I spelled the wrong. Darn it. Well, I have this clue now, but what do I do with it? Damn it, Nina. The card issue was resolved before the murder, so he had no reason to be mad. Tired. Night of the incident. Heard sound when I heard. Girlfriend. We talked about the weather. The whole thing was resolved before the murder, so I had no reason to be mad. Nina stole the card and took it out of the case, so it was no longer mint condition. I'd be pissed about that. No! Failed! Maybe this? You found out Nina used your card at the tournament. Damn it! That the card issue was resolved before the murder, so he had no reason to be mad. We have evidence that he missed a highly sought-after auction spot and received a penalty for it. So I had no reason to be mad. Okay, so it's this. It's your auction slot. Because Nina took the card, you had to... Oh my god, had to pay a fine and a temporary ban.
Aha.
You're right. I was angry about missing the auction for the card. However, it wasn't John's fault. I had just misplaced the card and I found it in my home the day I recanted the accusation. So I had no reason to be angry at anyone but me. But you didn't notice the condition was different? What was the condition of the card when you found it? Would he still kill him? Would Nina kill him? That's not the case. So is it debunk again? Nina took the card.
Aha.
There we go. Solved the second case. I was angry about missing the auction. It wasn't John's fault, and I found in my home that day I recanted. Okay. I think we have enough from this case. Nina stole William's trading card to use in a tournament, which caused William to think John stole it, so he reported to the police. John then retrieved the card from Nina and returned it on an envelope, hoping William didn't figure out it was him. But people saw him, and word got around to William, who was already mad about missing the auction. So when he saw the card's case broken inside the envelope, he probably freaked and wanted to get back to John. He then recanted the accusation, so it wasn't obvious he had a dispute with John. To deny the murder, William shot him through the window from his own house, then came out of his home to pretend to be worried to his neighbors. It was Louis who encountered him. He then went back inside into his backyard and shot his house to divert the attention from the first shot. I feel bad for John. He was trying to do the right thing and protect Nina. Overall, the case was very simple, and the police got most of the relevant information from the interviews and the clues. So once again, the question remains, why hasn't the culprit charged? Oh, why wasn't the culprit charged? I hope the next case sheds some light into this. I hope so, too. Let me look at your clues. Interesting. The network. Boom, boom. I like that it's still a pyramid, but instead of like a big eyeball, it's a sleepy eyeball. So, sleepy pyramid. Yeah, apparently I finished this case, though. So in the first case, we learned that Bernie was killed by a criminal organization with ties to the black market, and then second, we learned that William belonged to a secret society with ties to the black market and got away with murder. Also, we learned about this mysterious investigator who's helping the police in these cases. This is starting to stress me out. How could I ever go against an entire criminal organization, all while my memories are gone and trying to understand what the hell happened to me? I'm sure we'll find a way. Let's just focus on the next case from the list for now. Oh. Celine Dayton's death? Ooh, what's going on? Dayton. Oh. Looks like he is a victim of this case. Was a surgeon and ex-employee from the Zeus Health Alliance Hospital in St. Remy, who was found dead in his bedroom on March 13th with a gun on his hand. So, on his hand, not in his hand? The cause of death was a gunshot wound to the chest. It was on his hand. At a first glance, this looks like a suicide, but I'm sure it was not that simple. Is there gunshot residue? The gun on his hand. The cause of death was a gunshot wound to the chest. Celine is Danton's ex-wife and is the person who discovered his body. Oh, his testimony. I scheduled her for the procedure at our facility, the Zeus Health Alliance Hospital. Her insurance was with Zeus Health, and my office ran the pre-authorization as standard procedure. It was approved without issue. All the paperwork was in order. I tried everything I could do to proceed with her surgery. I tried reasoning with the hospital administration. I tried threatening to quit. I tried to sneak her in, but nothing worked. Ooh, something happened. I bet I knew who was after this guy, but sadly I haven't been able to recover any of my memories since waking up. The network controls the police, right? That's kind of the gist we got, but like, I guess the network maybe controls the hospital, but why would they care about a surgery? Alright. Who are you? I'm Celine. How old are you? 36. What is your job? What do you do for work? Nobody asked her what her job was? No, they didn't ask her what her job was. Okay. How did you find him? When I went to... Oh my goodness. Okay. When I went to Danton's apartment to check on him, he didn't answer, so I used my key to let myself in. The first thing I noticed were 2 cups of coffee on the table. Made me think he was hanging out with someone else. I found Danton dead on his bedroom with a gun on his hand. I was shocked, so it took me a while to understand what I was seeing. I called the police immediately after composing myself. I waited with Danton until the police arrived. Who was the second cup of coffee for? No. Did he have any enemies? I think I spelled enemies wrong. Were there any problems at work? No? Okay. Alright, testimony. Scheduled. We did that. I went to speak with my patient. She was pale and visibly shaken. That's when she told me about her late husband's debts and the collection agency. Her husband killed himself a few years earlier, and according to some debt collectors, he owed them money that he allegedly took for gambling. They expected her to pay for his debts, but she declined to do so, and they kept insisting since then. Okay. Dalton's coffee table, the police found 2 cups of coffee, one half full and the other empty. According to forensics, both cups were served around the midnight, and the only fingerprints found on the cups were Dalton's. The crime weapon, a gun, was found on the victim's right hand. Forensics revealed a gun was fired recently, and the victim's hand had gunpowder residue. Is there a chance that maybe he shot an intruder, and then the intruder shot him? Tony! This is the famous hologram detective. This is your daddy, Ethan? I guess so. Why do you ask? Never mind. Let's just see what he has to say. Tony is a private detective who introduces himself as a hologram detective. He was hired by Don to investigate the Zeus Health Alliance group and find evidence of their alleged corruption. Okay. This is your daddy. Did Don own a gun? Right, that's a good question. Who would want him dead? Did you have any problems with Dalton? Or any fights, anything? Thinking. What's thinking? It's thinking a long time. They're like, do we reveal this yet? Do we reveal it? This might be a bit too long. Oh, I wonder if that's a thing. If you ask a really weird question and it thinks about it, is there such a thing as it being stuck? Or is there a way to, like, cancel? I'm Dalton's ex-wife. We were on good terms. Why did you divorce? Dalton was acting distant for a while, and I suspected he was hiding something from me. When I confronted him, he told me he was going through something that he couldn't share with me, and that'd be better if we separated. To this day, I'm trying to understand what I did wrong. Sounds like he was trying to find the corruption. Do you know the network? Nope, okay. They never asked her that question. Good. Alright, Don's death. So this is Tony. What is your name? My name is Tony, but you may know me as the hologram detective. How old are you? Why'd you have to go, Do you not know how old you are? What is your job? I'm a private detective. How do you know Dalton? Hired me to investigate his ex-employers, the Zeus Health Alliance group. He contacted me through email. Why did he want to know about them? Okay. How much did he pay you for this work? Okay, no? Well, we got new clues. We're gonna look at that. I need a PI. Wow, okay. My name is Dalton. I'm a surgeon who has been working in the hospital from the Zeus Health Alliance in St. Remy. I was able to obtain sensitive information about this group, evidence of illegal activities. I plan to collect more evidence and give everything to a trustworthy journalist, but I have reasons to believe they know I'm after them and they want to stop me in any way possible. For that reason, I'm looking to hire a brave PI who is willing to continue this investigation if anything happens to me. Oh, God. Is Zeus bad? Nice. Sadly, I discovered that the Zeus Health Alliance, oh my goodness, fired Don for emotional instability and professional decline. Don was depressed and it started affecting his professional life. After Don was fired, he tried finding an angle to get back at the Zeus group and get some money out of them, which is why he hired me to find dirt on them. Of course, there was no dirt to be found about the Zeus Health, so I had to tell that to Dalton. Why was he depressed? You found no dirt? That's sus as hell. I didn't find any dirt on him. Why was Dalton depressed? Fine. Was Dalton sad or mad about work? No? Okay. Oh yeah, alibi. Where were you at the time of the death. Goodness. The time of Dalton's death, I was at home. I lived a few miles away. In the apartment's complex group chat, they were talking about hearing a gunshot. I asked Dalton about it, and he never answered, so fearing the worst, I decided to go there personally. Why did you go there? Did you kill him? I didn't kill Don. When I arrived, he was already dead. Okay, it's a decent answer. Where were you at the time of death? I was at my home asleep at the time of the incident. Did you kill Dalton? It's clear to me that Dalton killed himself. Dalton was suppressed and his attempt to get back at his ex-employers failed. Dalton was taking very hardcore drugs as indicated by the concentration of fentanyl found on his blood by the toxicology team. Found in his blood. On in. The shot that killed Don was fired at 12:07 a.m., a time by when he was alone. How do you know he was alone? He had the 2 cups. Dalton wasn't alone. 2 cups of coffee. Coffee cups are a red herring. Sorry to have to break it to you. The rest of the evidence all point to him being alone at the time of his death. He was definitely alone at 12:07, as shown by the security footage of his apartment door, which was the only way in or out of the apartment, as corroborated by his ex-wife and the police. Like he killed him. He was definitely alone? How do you know all this? How do you know all this? Scheduled her. I heard a commotion on the hospital's lobby. Admissions was turning her away. The pre-authorization which we had a printed confirmation for had been internally revoked overnight. The system now showed her policy as being an administrative hold pending verification of benefits. She was being denied access to the hospital. You said they had called her 2 days before. You'll find there's a problem with your insurance when you show up for your surgery. Pay us what you owe and the problem will go away. Security footage of Dalton's building entrance for the day of the murder. The first 25 minutes of the day, a gunshot is heard. Celine is seen entering. Hold on. I thought she lived far away. Concentration system consistent with recreational use. But his hair sample did not decay, indicating that he was not a regular user. So somebody drugged him. Presumably, the cup of coffee. Okay. Where's her house thing? We're good terms. A few miles away. How long does it take you to get from your place to his? Did you drug him? Did you drug Dalton? No, Did you drug Dalton with his coffee? No? Okay. I feel like somebody drugged his coffee and then they made him shoot himself. Yeah. She debunks Tony's statement about Don being alone at the time of death. Right, okay. Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? He was alone. Shut your mouth. Red herring. He was definitely alone. Time when he was alone. Excuse me. There were 2 cups. Only one was consumed. The one that had the drugs in it. I'm jumping the gun already, but Aha, take that. Get out of here. Starting to think this Tony guy is not that bright. The cups of coffee show that Dalton was not alone around midnight. It should not be dismissed so easily. Wait a minute, what is going on with these interviews? What do you mean? Anonymous investigator was hired by Dawn to look in. The mysterious figure used a small robot. Oh, so the other guy's a fraud? We have this guy that fits the modus operandi with a hologram detective, sending in his robot, you, to facilitate a holographic conference between him and the police. And we have this guy, Tony, who says he is the hologram detective but had a normal in-person interview at the police station. What is going on here? It's not him. Who are you? I prefer to keep my identity in personal life. What is your age? Alright, basic questions. What is your job? How do you know the victim? I was contacted by Don to investigate the Zeus house. Don had initially contacted me by email, but I was not familiar with him prior to our communications regarding this investigation. Is Zeus controlled by... I can type by the network. I'm just so excited. I'm like, oh. My investigation? Oop. Okay, my investigation revealed that the Zeus Health Alliance operates as a component of a larger secret society known as the Network, which has numerous interests within the black market. Access to the services provided by the Zeus Health Alliance is restricted exclusively to members of the network. This practice is illicit despite their attempts to operate within supposed legal loopholes. In accordance with my agreement with Dalton, I forwarded all relevant evidence to you immediately upon learning of Dalton's death. I hope this time the evidence doesn't get accidentally deleted. What was his name? Tony? Did Tony kill Dalton? Pretending to be you. That's what I'm thinking happened. I'm thinking that Tony guy was like, it's me, the detective you contacted. And then like... Alright, hologram detective, Saint Remy. Dalton's yearly performance review. The surgeon was exemplary with high success note in a complex procedures. That sounds like something I gotta debunk with Tony. Emotional distress? Get out of here! Don was a great doctor, so why you lie about this? Oh, come on! Let me word it better. Dalton's last performance review was great. Just try that. Was great. Nope. Fudge. We need to interrogate these PIs more thoroughly. I know, but it's like, this is wrong. His performance said he was exemplary, not emotional instability. Dang it. How he thinks Don died. Okay, yeah. How do you think Don died? Hear me that Don killed himself. Why do you think he killed himself? I'm like, you ever been on fentanyl? I'm pretty sure when you're on that, you're just kind of... Isn't it hard to kill yourself when under the influence of strong drugs? No? Dang it! How he thinks Don died. I did! Like, how did he die? He killed himself. I don't know. How did he kill himself? Right, it's clear to me that Don killed himself, but like, how? Okay, but like, how did he do it? Tony? Listen here. You know what? Maybe they mean this detective. How did Dalton die? Based on my interaction with Don, I do not believe he was suicidal. I concluded that his death was not self-inflicted, but rather that he was eliminated by the network. How did the network kill him? Well, got us another clue, so I'll take it. What? Alicia is the public relations representative for Zeus Health Alliance. She was interviewed by the police regarding Dotton's firing. Okay, new interview, let's go. Who are you? How old are you? I find this to be a truly wonderful stage in life and career, and that affords me a rich tapestry of experience combined with an enduring passion for the innovation and progress we champion. Okay. What is your job? My work is dedicated to the vibrant and dynamic world of communication and advocacy. My purpose is to serve as a luminous bridge between our visionary organization and our valued community. What happened to Dotton? Oh, 4. Oh, 5. Okay. All right. At Zeus Health, our paramount commitment is to the unwavering safety of our patients and the consistent excellence of our medical care. This is the sacred trust upon which our entire organization is built. All personnel decisions are made with a profound care and deliberation, anchored by rigorous standards of professional conduct and performance. The decision regarding Dotton's departure was reached after a thorough and compassionate internal review process. And I'd be like, but he was great. But he was great, so why fire? Okay, fine. We observed a concerning decline in Dotton's professional focus, coupled with behaviors that led us to have some sincere concerns for his emotional well-being. To ensure the continuity of the impeccable, world-class care our patients rightfully expect and deserve, it was determined that a separation was the necessary and appropriate course of action. We can assure you that Zeus Health remains steadfast in our mission, our distinguished term, blah, 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 blah. His yearly report says he was a great doctor. See this?
Aha.
Aha. It is important to notice the performance. Oh my goodness. Okay. It is important to notice that the performance metrics you are referring to are dated earlier in the year. Subsequent to Dotton's performance report, a confidential internal audit uncovered a deeply disturbing behavior. Hospital resources, specifically controlled substances, including fentanyl, were found to be missing from our hospital's inventory, with evidence pointing to Dotton. This is something we are deeply saddened to have to bring to light, but our investigation yielded conclusive evidence that Dotton was using fentanyl recreationally regularly, fundamentally incompatible with the immense responsibility, non-negotiable obligations to our patients, and we could not, in good conscience, allow a situation to persist that would potentially compromise our safety and well-being. So initially, Felicity was claiming that Dotton was doing a poor job at work, and now she's claiming that he was stealing drugs and getting high. There's no chance it's true. Sentence. Hold on. Including were found to be missing, with evidence pointing. There's something we deeply... Conclusive evidence? What conclusive evidence? The report says he was not a regular user.
Aha.
Goodness. She's got an answer for everything. Thank you for sharing these findings with us. The toxicology report clarifies that Dotton was not a regular fentanyl user, which tackles one facet of the situation, but it also underscores the true nature of the problem we face with Dotton. The core issue and the ultimate reason was a profound and dangerous shift in his professional focus. We've documented evidence that Dotton was using his position in hospital resources to conduct unauthorized inquiries into confidential administrative matters far exceeding the scope of his medical duties. Dotton was misappropriating patient data and internal communications that had no bearing on his clinical responsibilities. Now we're getting somewhere. Looks like Dotton was fired because he was trying to expose the Zeus Health Alliance. Yeah. Piece of evidence obtained by Dotton. This shows that the hospital's administration received an order to deny entry to a patient called Rosa who had scheduled a surgery. Contents deleted. Let me ask. Who is Rosa? Why was Rosa denied surgery? Maybe she can give an answer to that. Maybe like, who was Rosa to Dotton? Right? Like, oh, he was a surgeon. Thinking. Oh! She's got some stuff. boop. Sorry, I'm responding to the developer. I want to be as helpful as possible, but I'm not familiar with the ins and outs of the specific situation regarding Rosa. My role does not extend to the day-to-day clinical operations of the hospital. But I can tell you with absolute certainty is that Zeus is governed by stringent, life-saving protocols that are the bedrock of our institution. I have the utmost faith in our frontline medical staff. I can assure you that these protocols are followed meticulously as they always are. With that said, the information I have been briefed on pertains specifically to the internal security matter and the clear-cut professional misconduct that led to Dalton's termination. Rosa's case is unrelated to Dalton's termination, and I believe addressing as such will provide the most clarity for everyone involved. Okay. See if he knows. Why was Rosa denied? Who was Rosa to Dalton? Nope. Okay. What about this? Who was Rosa to Dalton? Alright, let's go ask the wifey. Who was Rosa? Nope. Try again. Rosa to Dalton. There's something. There's something else Felicia knows. So we have this. And then I know we have this, where he gives a testimony being like, she was all good, and then got an order that not good. Give me a hint. Let's ask the mysterious detective why Don was investigating the Zeus. I'm assuming this. Why was Don checking out Zeus? I'll be back, that's actually a good question. Dalton was witness to a crime committed by the Zeus. The hospital's administration denied care to one of his patients. Don discusses this in detail. I've sent you the transcript of his testimony. Now we know who Dalton's patient was that was denied care by the Zeus Health Hospital, this Rosa. I wonder if the police asked any of the interviewees about Rosa. Patient was in her mid-50s. Her name was Rosa. Her diagnosis was critical, aortic strenuous on a congenital bicuspid valve, a condition that had progressed to a life-threatening stage. She needed an aortic valve replacement, and she needed it soon. I'm just gonna be like, Rosa? So what was my other question? Alright, maybe she knows. Why was he checking it out? Okay, nothing. Rosa? Just flat Rosa. Nothing? Cool. Then the little fake Tony, little fake guy. Nope. And then maybe she knows why he was checking it out. Alright, it's already been unlocked. But Rosa's case is unrelated to the termination. Right, where is that? It's unrelated. Would that be here or would that be here? Rosa was approved, then wasn't. Dalton tried to sneak her in to help her. No? Okay, is it maybe this? Oh. Because Dalton tried to prove that Rosa was denied, he was fired. There we go. You've shown me an interesting summary of a supposed internal conversation involving the hospital's administration, but without the missing contents, I won't be able to tell you if it's genuine or fabricated. Looks like that was the end of the police investigation of Felicia. What a shame. We got a new clue, though. To hologram and pixel PI. He sent a thing to me. He sent it to me? That was part of this case? This is huge. Finally, we'll be able to talk with someone smart and honest. It's me. They interviewed me. So I'm going to ask me questions? Great. What is your name? You've been hacked. Yep. That tracks. I'm sure we could really have used those answers. Shut up, Ethan. I'm sure I... Oh. It keeps appearing in other cases we're reviewing. He owed owned Ethan, or a robot designed exactly like him. According to him, a dangerous hacker was after him and prevented him from being more involved in William's case. Am I the dangerous hacker? I remember. It was me. I am the hacker. I was the one who was after Holly, the hologram detective. And I found him. Solved the third case. I found him. Pixel, what did you remember? What do you mean you found the hologram detective? I'll tell you the whole story. It will help me jog my memory. It's a long story, but I promise it's worth it. Learn about the hunt. As I told you before, after getting fired from the police force where I worked as an external consultant, I started working on my own cases as a PI. Well, that work got depressing very quickly. I couldn't get any interesting cases. It was all, oh, I think my wife is cheating on me, or, oh, can you do a background check on this boring accountant I may hire? I didn't know what to do to get more interesting cases. I began regularly reading the news, hoping to find something I could work on. And that's when I learned about you. You are famous, almost a celebrity. Of course, you owe all that to your owner, the hologram detective. You're not that interesting on your own. Every other day, there was some news article about the mysterious hologram detective and his robot. How great he is. How he's helping the police solve cases even though they are corrupt and don't want the cases solved. How he's a genius detective. How no one knows who he is even though the entire criminal world is after him. Blah, 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 blah. I was not impressed. The cases he solved were not that hard. He would just find some random clue that the police missed or connect some obvious dots that the police were glossing over for some reason, and then the media would go crazy about how brilliant he is. And also, I thought, there is no way that this guy is a saint. I didn't buy his whole shtick. I thought he for sure had some hidden agenda that he himself was dirty. I thought, I could be a better detective than this guy. I am a better detective than this guy. But to show the world that I was better than him, then it occurred to me, so everyone is talking about how no one knows who the hologram detective is, so if I'm the one who unmasks him and shows that he isn't the hero he pretends to be, that'll prove that I'm better than him. But why? Why did you think he was dirty? Because in my experience, the guys who put so much effort into showing how good they are usually the worst of them. Either way, I was determined to find him. But I had almost nothing to go off of. All I had was the news articles about the police cases he helped solve and some discussions online. Apparently, a bunch of people were trying to find him, including higher-ups from criminal organizations. I read that you were shot at on multiple occasions leaving police stations. They probably thought if they captured his robot, they could find him, but it looks like you are not that easy to capture. The news articles explain that you arrived at the police stations flying from high up and afterwards left the same way, quickly gaining altitude to avoid being followed, I presumed. I wouldn't have guessed that capturing the hologram detective's robot was a good way to get to him. Any reasonable person in his place would have installed some sort of switch to wipe out your system in case you were caught, and I bet he did. Regardless, no one had been able to catch you or shoot you, and I didn't think I was any more prepared than anyone else to do it, so I needed to find some other way to get to him. The only useful piece of information I found online was a potential public email address associated with the hologram detective, the one we saw in Don's case. So I tried sending a virus to that email, hoping to gain access to his system. I used a fresh exploit for it, one that wasn't patched yet to my knowledge. I wrote a very convincing email, pretending to be a whistleblower from a criminal group known as the White Hand, which I knew was on his radar. But for some reason, the exploit never triggered and the email never got a reply. He was either smarter than I thought, or he wasn't using that email, but either way, that was a dead end and I had no other lead. But I wasn't going to give up that easily. My sole goal in life became finding him. I went through every single news article about him, every single thread online, every single police case he appeared interested in. But this guy, he was super careful. Nothing ever leaked about him or his personal life. Nothing at all. I went through every single word of his that the police recorded, looking for something that could narrow down his location or his identity. A mention of any person or place or something. But there truly was nothing there. He was extremely secretive with his identity and very successful at hiding it. I had to think outside the box to catch him. If the cases he was participating in provided no clue about him, what about the cases he wasn't trying to help? I went through every single police case looking for cases related to criminal organizations, and I did find a pattern. Detective Norwood. He got assigned plenty of cases related to criminal organizations, but the hologram detective was never involved in any of her cases. So I looked into her, and it was bad. Her dad is openly a member of the network, the secret society. Her dad is also friends with her boss, the precinct's captain, who hired her and who signed her to all those cases. I suspect he is also a member of the network, but if he is more subtle about it. I concluded that the hologram detective knew that Detective Norwood was dirty, and that's why he never got involved in any of her cases. Or at least, he never got involved in any of her cases publicly. I was going to think that maybe Norwood was the detective, but that makes sense. Cases were very important to anyone fighting against criminal organizations, so there was no way that the hologram detective was going to miss out on them. So I looked into all the officers in that precinct. On the surface, there was no connection between any of them and the hologram detective, but I was sure that there had to be something. I took the trouble of painstakingly hacking all their personal devices. It wasn't easy. I was phishing them one by one, but someone soon caught on, and the captain made the cybersecurity guy give a talk to the entire precinct about phishing and how to avoid it, so I had to be more creative with the remaining ones. I eventually found what I was looking for, though. Officer Miles, one of the officers in that precinct, had a private email correspondence with someone who claimed to be a pro bono consulting detective who wanted to help Miles with his cases. Through these email exchanges, Miles and his consulting detective developed a good relationship, sharing information about these cases back and forth. This consulting detective sounded different from the hologram detective at first glance. He was way more casual in the way he talked. But I wasn't going to be fooled by a tone shift. The type of evidence and information that this consulting detective provided, the kind of deductions he made, not to mention the cases he was interested in, all matched perfectly with what I knew of the hologram detective. I was certain that was him. Now I had access to an email account that he trusted, which opened up a lot of possibilities. I decided to play it safe. I'd send him an undetectable virus, even if that limited what I could get out of it, pretend to be Miles, sending him some information about a case. This time it worked. Your competition. The virus added a simple script to his email account that would send me a copy of every email he received and sent from that account. It was undetectable. It didn't do anything to his system, it just silently sent me copies of his email. I got nothing up front, since he systematically deleted every email after reading it, but after all I had to do was wait for new ones. Soon enough, messages started coming in and out. I learned a lot reading those exchanges. Every single contact through that account was some form of informant. No clients, no associates, no personal stuff. It seemed like that particular email account's sole purpose was to exchange information. I learned a lot about St. Remy's criminal organizations, but believe it or not a lot about the hologram detective himself. I was able to piece together a few things, though. Whatever the hell he's trying to accomplish, this is his full-time job. He is always available and always on top of things. He's very well connected, and that'd be true even if he had no connections beyond these email contacts, but evidently he did. Then the most important piece of information I learned to help catch him was that he often wanted to know where and when certain people would meet. That made me think that he tended to spy on these meetings one way or another. So I thought that if I spied on one of those meetings myself, I might be able to understand more about how he works. Around that time, the hologram detective was interested in Hayden, an illegal arms dealer from the network who was caught scamming his clients and was planning to flee the country. Hayden was meeting a guy called Ignacio who was supposed to give him a fake passport to escape, but who, unbeknownst to Hayden, was part of the network as well. It was not clear to me what Ignacio was going to do with Hayden or why the hologram detective was interested in that meeting, but I thought it was good as an opportunity as any. The meeting was to take place at 8 p.m. at an abandoned hotel downtown. My plan was to get there early, find somewhere to hide, and see what happened, I guess. Sounds very dangerous. Weren't you scared? You have no idea how scared I was. I did not want to go. But I said to myself, you are a PI. You need to get used to getting yourself into scary situations, otherwise you'll get nowhere. That is literally a crazy thing to say to yourself. I agree with you now, but at the moment, I was in a different headspace and that made sense to me. So I got myself to the block where the hotel was. It was a pretty sketchy neighborhood and it was dark already, so everything seemed scarier. Near the entrance of the hotel, there was a homeless person lying down. I was worried he could get caught in the crossfire if something went down, so I decided to warn him. I approached him and told him it was dangerous to be around there, but he didn't react. I got closer, worried that he was passed out. He smelled like piss, puke, and alcohol, but he was breathing, so I shook him a little to try to get his attention. I don't get it. Why were you so worried about them? Aren't homeless people always in dangerous situations? It's nice that you cared about them, but you were like that with every single homeless person you encounter? Actually, I am. I rarely encounter one, so I'm not desensitized to them like I assume a lot of people are. So if I think I can help them, I will try. But this person didn't want my help. He grunted and waved his arm to tell me to go away, so I went past him towards the hotel entrance. When I approached the entrance, I heard a noise coming from the homeless person. I turned around. He was standing there looking at me menacingly. I panicked at that moment. I wanted to run away, but I was frozen in place. Get out of here, he grunted at me. I turned to face the hotel entrance, determined to continue with my plan, thinking that if I was out of his sight, he would leave me alone. But he quickly approached me and grabbed me by my shoulders. I told you to get out, he murmured. I punched him in the stomach as hard as I could, making him release me and take a step back as he regained his breath. I watched him as he reached for his chest, worried that he might be having a heart attack or something, but before I could react, I heard a gunshot and shattering glass coming from behind me. Once again, I froze in place, but the homeless man grabbed my arm and began running away from the hotel, dragging me with him. We were running for a while. At some point, he released me and I continued running my own way, not looking back at him. It took me embarrassing long to realize what had just happened. The homeless man was a hologram detective and he saved my life. You can't be serious. How on earth did you jump to that conclusion? It's simple, really. First, that man was clearly pretending to be a homeless person. He went from passed out drunk to eerily composed and scary to heroic in a matter of seconds when the occasion called for it. The man smelled like death and was lying down in the middle of a sketchy neighborhood, but he was incredibly strong and alert and fast. That makes no sense. So it had to be someone who purposely wanted to be there, and considering the meeting that was about to take place, I found it hard to believe that had nothing to do with that. So he was either one of the two people who were supposed to be meeting, which actually makes no sense at face value considering how things played out, or it was someone trying to spy on that meeting. Furthermore, I think that the gunshot I heard was a fake sound triggered by the hologram detective. The timing of him touching his chest and the gunshot was too perfect to be a coincidence. I think he set up some sort of device that he would activate with the trigger hidden in his chest that would make a loud noise and break a nearby window to create a distraction or an excuse in case he needed to escape. That was the moment when I began to think that maybe he wasn't a bad guy. He interrupted his operation to make sure I was safe, and I think that was sweet of him. When I realized the homeless person was likely the hologram detective, I retraced my steps, hoping to bump into him, but it was too late. I went home. I had a lot to think about. Oh, hi, Russell. For a while, I just kept reading through the new incoming and outgoing emails, thinking about my next move. My image on this person kept changing the more I read. I was becoming convinced that he was actually doing good stuff. I no longer intended to expose him. At a certain point, I was just trying to get to know him better. I wanted to help him. I began working the cases he wasn't able to solve. It was very obvious when he was stuck. He began fishing his contacts for anything. But sometimes I was seeing things he couldn't see, so I was able to better understand where to look for leads and using my hacking skills obtain the final pieces of the puzzle. And so I did. In a single afternoon, I put the final nails in the coffins of 2 different cases that he'd been trying to solve for weeks. I just needed to find the best way to show him what I could do. I wanted to impress him. A mischievous idea began to form in my head. It would show him what I was capable of, potentially obtain a lot of information about him while also giving him a taste of his own medicine. I just need to get access to his computer, which at that point was no different from hacking any other system. The emails I had access to gave me times and places he was likely to be at, so I just need to follow his movements with the city's security cameras until I narrowed down his location enough to allow me to triangulate his digital fingerprints by sending test signals to his email account to find his exact location. I triggered a final exploit leveraging the existing script I had on his email account to gain access to his computer. I was in. Most of his data was encrypted, but I did learn, based on the kind of software he used in his project files, that he was into robotics and surveillance. He designed and built you, as well as other gadgets that I presume he used in his detective work. Regardless of what I found out about him, I was ready to confront him. I waited until I knew he was on his computer, and I took control of the projector on his computer. I projected myself as a hologram right in front of him and introduced myself. I'm Pixel PI. Nice to meet you. He looked concerned, like he was trying to process how he was and if he could do anything about it. He didn't say anything. I proceeded to present my evidence on the cases he was working on, explaining what he was missing and why and how I figured it out. He still wasn't talking, but was pale and looked like he was about to start crying. I felt really bad. I wasn't expecting that reaction. I think I was half expecting him to have some sort of clever comeback, like he was actually expecting me to find him and had some measure in place for that. I said, I'm sorry, I see you were prepared for this. Let me reassure you, I'm not going to leak any of what I learned about you. It's fine. He was still just sitting there, sweat dripping down his face, not saying a word. I realized at that point that this was not the right approach. It was a fun gimmick mimicking his style appearing as a hologram, but he was too afraid to appreciate the homage. Can you say something, please? Now I feel really bad, I asked him. He suddenly reacted, unplugging his computer, shutting me out of his system. After that, he stopped using the email account I had access to. He left his headquarters and stopped helping the police with their cases. Looking him up online right now, and I can see that he is still gone. No news about him at all after that happened. Geez, now I feel really sad. I assumed he'd eventually come back, but it looks like he didn't. But also, it's a little bit funny that I scared him so much, don't you think? Not really. You're telling me that you found no dirt on this guy despite all your work, so it seemed like he was actually doing good work fighting organized crime? But you still find it funny that you scared him into abandoning his work and disappearing to this day? I guess it's a matter of sense of humor. Yeah, Russell, I do regret what happened, and I really hope he comes back sooner than later. One thing I still don't understand, where did I come from? What do you mean? You're telling me that the last thing you know about him is that you scared him off and he disappeared to this day, so how did you end up with his robot? That I still don't remember. If I had to guess, I probably found him again and he pissed me off, so I stole you from him. I'm really hopeful the next few cases will help me remember the last months I'm still missing in memories. Let's jump to the next case. Case number 4. Cortex? Cortex. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is an old case from 17 years ago. I wonder how this fits the much more recent case we've been dealing with so far. Barbara? Time of death? Co-worker of the deceased, okay. Interesting, a case related to NIU manufacturing. I know I've already asked what NIUs are, but I don't think I fully understand it. Do you know what a computer is? What a smartphone is? With an NIU, you can do everything you can with your smartphone, but without looking at it or touching it. It's basically a computer that lives in your brain, except that you need it to connect wirelessly to your phone, computer, etc., for it to actually work since it's just an interface. But effectively, you can read in your mind, type in your mind, visualize images in your mind, etc. Does that justify going through a surgery to have it implanted in your brain? For most people, it does. You do it once, it lasts your whole life, no maintenance needed, no updates, completely safe, and it just makes every little task so much easier and quick. For example, without getting distracted from our conversation for 1 second, I was able to pull up the stats about NIU usage in Waveland. 31% of the population has one. It may not sound that high, but in some professions the number goes above 98%, like in the tech industry. It is so widespread that the government has a whole secretary at the federal level dedicated to NIU regulation and development. There are also independent organizations that regulate them and make sure they are safe, like the NIU Safety Commission. Okay. Official providers. Controlled by security cards. Tenant use. Agatha. Once again, an unsolved case, it would seem. Dan was the main suspect, but they didn't find anything to charge him. Responsible for security updates on the computer systems, including the machines in the lab. Signed by Agatha. Interesting. Okay. Wait, hold on. So what does it actually feel like to use an NIU? It's like having a bunch of screens in your head, email, a file, a database, whatever, all open at once, except there's no desk, no room. You could be in the middle of the street and your whole setup is right there. So it's also more like just one screen. You don't have multiple things open. You just have whatever you need the moment you focus on it. Your attention is basically the cursor. For example, if you're reading documentation on a program while using it, without an NIU, you're looking back and forth between two screens. With your NIU, you swap instantly between them. It feels like you're seeing both at the same time, and that scales to as many things as you want. You can be working, searching something, reading forums, and remember you're out of milk, make a note, and be back on track. That is interesting. There are also some advanced modes, like what is usually called study mode. While it's active, anything you read is retained like you read it dozens of times over. It is limited at the hardware level to an hour in between full sleep sessions for safety. Most people use it in flashes throughout the day, like if you think, I should remember this, then it's on for a second, then off. Then there's meditation mode, which directly stimulates the brain regions involved in change behavior. People use it when working on an addiction or through recalling a traumatic event, reinforcing a positive attitude, etc. It usually involves a therapist guiding you through the process. I see. Are you using the meditation mode to try to recover your memories? Yes, I have it active. That's how I was able to remember the whole hologram detective episode, I think. Okay. Composing a message is a thought, and the receiving one is a nudge of awareness that surfaces in the background without breaking focus. That's pretty cool. What other clues are there? General clues? Oh, back to this. Alright. Who are you? My name's Dan. How old are you? Make sure the systems are up and running. My specialty is security, so I'm in charge of installing security updates on the critical systems. Okay. Well, I was gonna ask how old you are, but you answered everything. And you answered what your job is. God, he beat me to the punch. When did she die? Between 6:45 and 8:15. Alright, so Barbara comes in. Agatha exits. Dan exits. Clara never exits. But they both clearly could have left after committing the murder, so it's either Agatha or Dan. Probably Agatha. Can delete log entries, including entry days log, without the deletion being recorded. Oh. Interesting. Did you kill Barbara? How no Agatha? As a co-worker, she's Clara's team lead. She usually heads out when I arrive to do the updates. We never had much of a conversation, but Clara really looks up to her. She sounds cool. How do you know Clara? I was already working at ABC when she started. She has such a kind and warm personality that I couldn't help falling for her. Are you and Clara dating? Clara's my girlfriend. We've been together for about 8 months. She works as an engineer on Barbara's team. How do you know Barbara? We're just co-workers from different departments. I had to interact with her like once a week maybe when I did security updates on the lab computers, but that's about it. Okay. Let's go talk to Clara. Junior engineer at the NIC battery development team. Well, I didn't unlock any of this. Okay, sure. How do you know Barbara? Me and Barbara were co-workers on the same team. We were on good terms. I really cared about her. How do you know Agatha? HR reports. Oh boy. I really look up to Agatha. She's a genius. I don't know if we are friends, but we are friendly. How do you know... Oop. No. Dan. Dan and I are together as a couple. We've been dating for about 9 months. Not dating for 8 months? Today, my visa application to go to work and Waveland got approved. This is everything I ever wanted. I'll be able to send money back to all my sister and her baby. I'll be able to start my own life. Maybe have my own family there. That is why I decided to start this journal. I'll write short stories, daily and eventful. This is Barbara's diary. Okay. Making friends. I can put me in charge of the new junior developer join the team. Clara, I guess I should be thankful for the opportunity. I'm having a hard time with Clara. I don't know how to make her focus on work. She doesn't seem to care. I give her tasks, simple tasks that I offer to help with them if she gets stuck, but nothing. She does seem to like to do research and does it okay, but that's only 10% of the job. I think Dan from IT may be into me. He always smiles when I say hi to him, and he's always eager to talk to me when we have the opportunity. Would I go on a date with him if he asked me? I don't know. I'd be really nervous and awkward. Another dude from Yule's that I had met here had to go back to Yule's after getting fired and not being able to renew his visa. I don't know what to do. I'm scared that may be me any day. Clara has begun dating Dan. They were holding hands in the lab when I got in, and Clara told me not to tell anyone, but I'm worried I may get in trouble if I don't say something. According to company rules, I am partially responsible for any unreported office romance that I become aware of. Clara was very upset about me reporting their relationship, but they wouldn't do it themselves, so I had no choice. Dan now acts as if I don't exist. Doesn't even say hi or wave back. That brings back memories from Ulas, but I have important things to care about. Agatha keeps making these ridiculous promises to her higher-ups about our project. She generally seems to know what she's doing, but we are in a constant state of emergency to reach these insane goals. I'm worried about what will happen when we are not able to deliver. Today's HR session with Clara went surprisingly well. I shared my point of view on the issues we were having, and she seems to have resonated with it, promised to do better moving forward. I will believe it when I see it, but it's at least a start. We were supposed to have the results ready this Friday, and we still haven't been able to reduce the contamination to below the acceptable limit with our current approach. Not even close. I'm almost certain we will have nothing to show by the deadline. Clara shared in our team chat a way to cheat the test results. I'm so disappointed. If anyone finds out we even discussed that, we would all be fired. I'm glad Agatha was on my side on shutting it down instantly. She isn't always afraid to bend the rules. Okay, yeah, where's your... I'm fine with Barbara. I had no problems. Barbara's HR reports. Compiled regarding Clara, a formal HR document reporting the workplace relationship was required by company policy for workplace relationship involving colleagues across departments. The document bears as the reporting party and lists both Clara and Dan. Formal performance report compiled by Barbara submitted. It documents repeated failures to meet deadlines and deliver on assigned tasks over the preceding months with specific dates and examples. As a result, the report was placed under stricter working conditions, including mandatory weekly one-on-one check-ins with Barbara, supervised by HR, reduced home office days, and was forbidden from talking with Dan during his work hours. I think you were mad at her about having to work and dating Dan. Ah, dang it. General clues? No. Time of the incident. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Where were you when Barbara... Oh my goodness. I was like, if I'm gonna ask one, I might as well ask the other one. Barbara died. Worked late today, so I was at the office at the time of the incident. When I finished, I went straight home. I didn't go to the lab at all today since the computers there were up to date with security updates, so I have no idea what happened in there. Dan's alibi isn't super strong, but he says he didn't go to the lab that night because the lab machines were already updated. Should keep that in mind. Where's the, I mean, I know it's for the building and not specifically the room, but I'm still gonna put it. But you entered that day. Just to see. No? Okay. Boop. Where were you when Barbara died? I was on the building gym on the first floor from 6:30 to 8:30. Let's see. I was on the building's gym on the first floor from about 6:30 to 8:30. I was working at the gym while I waited for Dan to message me when he finished work so we could leave together. I checked my work notifications and saw that Barbara had sent me a message, so I went back to the lab and talked to her, and that's when I found her body and called the police. 8:30? If what Clara says is true, she wouldn't have been at the lab when Barbara was killed. If we can confirm it or debunk it, it would help us a lot in this case. Also, she says she was waiting at the gym for Dan to message her when he left work, but she ended up going to the lab herself. It's a little bit suspicious considering what happened in the lab. Ask her a follow-up about this. Good work, girls. Heading to the lab. I know what you did. Come to the lab right now. So 6:53, she messaged her. Agatha, we need to talk urgently. Please come down. Stop what you're doing up there. What did I do now? Interesting. Interesting. Because, her death was that time. The police were called at 8:38 by Clara. You said at 8:30. So you message her, what did I do now? Then you didn't hear anything. Then you went up all within 3 minutes? The gym is the first floor. Yeah, that's the first floor. And then you went to floor 14? Alright, you sus. You're so suspicious. Alright. Buildings from 8:30. I don't know. Can I debunk it with this? You went from the first floor to the 14th floor very quickly. 3 minutes? Ah. About Dan's movements during the night of the incident. Oh, by Dan. When did you get off work that day? I think he said, right? 8:30. See paperwork. 8:30? Paperwork says 8:17. That's not half past. Dan, where's your thing? Paperwork says you left at 8:17, not 8:30. Which means you would have run into her at the gym. No. Clara was waiting for you at the gym at that time. But you left without her? During the night of the incident. Dan left at 8:17. Why didn't he meet you at the gym? Dang it! Where was Dan that night? Dan must have gone to the lab after I leave for the gym. He still had to update the lab's computer. Well, heading to the gym. I'll wait for you there. Let me know when you're done and we can leave together. Sounds good. Still need to update your computer in the lab. Is anyone in there right now? No, Agatha's at the event and Barbara hasn't come in yet. Thanks. I'll message you when I'm heading out. And then, are you still at work? Where are you? Oh, Dan. Really? Really? You told Clara you went to update the lab computers.
Aha!
What? I can't believe. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my good. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's a lot that just got revealed. What? I can't believe Clara is framing me. Was she trying to frame me from the beginning? Oh my god, I'm so stupid and I fell right into her trap. But why would Clara do this to me? I thought she loved me. I thought, I need a minute. I lied. I did go to the lab at around 8 p.m. I found Barbara's body. I saw Clara's scarf gripped in her hands, the one she always wears. I knew Clara had killed her. The first thing that came to my mind when I saw Barbara's body was a conversation I had with Clara a few weeks ago. That time she came back crying from an HR meeting between her and Barbara. That was not uncommon, but that specific time when I asked her about it, she didn't want to tell me anything about what happened. I was not expecting that, but I didn't press her on it. So with that in mind, when I found the body, I thought I needed to help poor Clara. What an idiot I am. I took the scarf that Barbara had in her dead hands, then I went back to the IT office and deleted the floor access logs for the day so no one could use it to place Clara at the scene. Then I went home and I disposed of the scarf and my clothes that had Barbara's blood on them on a dumpster on my way there. Oh. A scarf recovered from a dumpster on Dan's route home, retrieved based on his tip. Laboratory analysis confirms the presence of Barbara's blood. Dan identified it as belonging to Clara. Dan was seen leaving the lab with the bloody scarf peeking out of his pocket. Okay. She doesn't need him now. Building. That's when I found her body. I'm just gonna debunk it and be like, you killed Barbara. Nope. Clara says she and Barbara are on good terms. I'm not sure that's the case, right? So I gotta debunk that. I really cared about her. You clearly didn't. Pretty sure you killed her. No? Dang it. She and Barbara are on good terms by using Barbara's performance report, pointing how the report hurt Clara. Okay. I mean, that's what I tried before, but it didn't work. Barbara reported you to HR. You were not on good terms. There we go. I was really angry with Barbara for the report she wrote about my performance, but that was months ago. We made amends since then. I'm doing much better at my job now, and we are actually on good terms with Barbara, or should I say were. I can't believe she's gone. Well, hold on now. Group chat. You cheated the test results and Barbara found out about it. Maybe Agatha's the killer. No? Okay. Oh, hello, Agatha. 25, I'm the team lead development. How do you know Dan? Dan is from IT. He handles security updates on the lab machines. I don't know much about him besides the fact that he's dating Clara. How do you know Clara? Clara's our junior engineer. I haven't socialized with her outside of work, but we get along well enough. How do you know Barbara? Barbara and I had an amazing work relationship. I had a lot of respect for her, and she was the only one that could keep up with my pace, and she was the perfect addition to the team. Well... Did you kill her? Kill her because of the cheating test results? No? Okay. Where were you during the murder? Up at the company event on the events floor. Okay. Accounts from eyewitnesses that were in different places in the building at the time of the incident. The time frames were not accurate. Different accounts on the same event, differing up by up to half an hour. Clara was seen at the office. Clara was seen by a few people in the building's gym during, although nobly no one could confirm if she was there the whole time. Dan was seen multiple times around the office during the evening and leaving the office in a hurry around 8:30. Agatha was seen briefly on the ABC floor around 7. No one else with access to the lab left the event taking place upstairs that evening until around 8. Barbara was seen at the office around 6:30. Oh, I didn't expect to read about string computing in a murder case. Nonlinear phonetic up conversion in engineered crystalline lattices. String computing is the theoretical paradigm shift in computing. It would make every existing computer architect obsolete overnight. And Agatha did her PhD on phonetic up conversion for delivering energy to materials in non-equilibrium quantum states. That's not standard material science. The doctoral dissertation by Agatha... Okay. Fundamental stringing predicted to occur at energy scales roughly 30 orders of magnitude beyond the reach of any foreseeable experimental method. My brain. Oh, my brain. We propose that nonlinear phonetic cascades and purpose-engineered crystalline lattices could theoretically concentrate macroscopic vibrational energy into frequency regimes where string phonon coupling becomes non-detectable, producing detectable deviations in the host material's phonon structure. Theoretical criteria for lattice geometry, atomic composition, and nonlinear coupling coefficients are derived, and a class of candidate materials is identified for synthesis and spectroscopic evolution. This work establishes a materials-level theoretical framework within which indirect empirical access to string vibrational states might, in principle, eventually become conceivable. This paper was retroactively classified by the Waveland government due to its contents relating to string computing, which is considered a military risk. The university removed the paper from public access and restricted its distribution following formal diplomatic pressure from the Waveland government. Oh. Okay. Okay. Tell me about Strig. Okay, I figure I'd just try it. Of the event. ABC event? I was in the building up at the company event on the events floor. You do this to me. Events floor. Alright, so floor 19. I should just ask her, what floor is that? What floor is that? Okay, dang it. Ooh, she was seen, wasn't she? Bunk, sighting, Clara, Dan, Agatha. Right, you were seen. People saw you on a different floor during that time.
Aha.
Grab a report from the lab. What report did you grab from the lab? Did you meet Barbara in the lab? When I came down from the event, I was too busy so we didn't talk. I just grabbed the report and went back to the event. But... oh my god. Get out of here, mouse. But Barbara texted you to come down to the lab to see that the results were false. Ugh. Oof. She was not too busy to talk. Barbara asked you to come to the lab to talk.
Aha.
Apologies, you are correct. I did talk with Barbara. I'll tell you what happened. It all began... oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like, I appreciate that it goes all the way down. Oh, but I'm like, I don't want to be revealed. I don't want the story to reveal yet. I want to read from the beginning. Dear God. Dear God. Let me read it from the beginning. Right, don't spoil it for me. Okay. I'll tell you what happened. It all began when Barbara started working on my team. Before that, it was all just me. I preferred working alone. I would come up with ideas on how to improve the battery design. I present them to my superiors. They were usually excited about them and were helpful providing resources to research them. That is how the lab was born. I needed the advanced software required to design and test thoroughly my ideas, and that needed the big computer that is now in the lab. In the lab. On the lab. Even though I always delivered on my deadlines, my superiors always insisted on hiring more engineers to join the team, thinking that would make the process go smoother, but I didn't think that would be the case. I thought they would disrupt my flow, you know? But at some point, it was no longer my choice, and they decided to hire Barbara. They hired someone from my birthplace, Ulas, thinking that would help with the integration, which may have been the case, I'm not sure. It turned out Barbara was pretty smart, and we worked really well together. She was a documentation genius. She would perfectly organize and document our changes, making it very simple to keep track of what we were doing and being able to easily backtrack when things went wrong. She also was good at finding simple solutions that I wasn't able to see. It turned out that adding her to the team was a very good idea. But then I made a mistake that will probably follow me for the rest of my life. I added Clara to the team. Clara's uncle Gerard is one of the managers of ABC Brain Components, and he asked me to include Clara in on the team as a favor as she was having trouble getting a job. I thought it would benefit me to be owed a favor by a higher-up such as Gerard, so I agreed. I put Barbara in charge of Clara, thinking that would be the least disrupting option. I'd be free to focus on the project, and worst case scenario, Barbara would have less time to help me, but I would still be able to move the project forward. Well, that was not the case. Every day I would come in hoping to get some work done, and both of them would be waiting for me to mediate between some issues they had. Clara never adjusted to our workflow and was constantly distracted. She and Barbara would often get into screaming matches over these issues. Then there were some issues with Dan. Barbara didn't like them dating. I don't know the details. I tried to stay away from the drama, but Barbara escalated things when she reported Clara to HR for dating Dan. Then HR was constantly pestering me to join their meetings to help with this issue. It was a headache and it never stopped. Oh, this is from me and all my scrolling. Oh no, my scrolling merged them. I'm not sure if she ever finished writing it. I'm afraid Clara or Dan may have. I don't know. But either way, you should be able to find the report on her work computer in the lab. So when I went to the lab earlier today and found Barbara there, she told me she was writing a new report against Clara about her performance. Performance chat would probably get her fired. I didn't try to argue, I just asked if she was sure what she was doing. She said yes. She then continued working on the report and I went back to the events upstairs. Work visa documentation for both Agatha and Barbara obtained for immigration records. Both visas are employment tied. They are valid only for as long as the holder remains legally employed in Waveland. Document found on Barbara's computer. The document uses a formal whistleblower report template as addressed to St. Remy's Bureau of Technology. It contained no attachments when it was found. It is my urgent recommendation that Clara is immediately fired from the company due to her lack of discipline and work ethic, which has not only not improved the team's productivity, but it has drastically decreased it. Attached is a document detailing the latest incident regarding Clara's conduct. Interesting. A new document found on Barbara's computer accuses Clara of misconduct. Clara. Made amends? She was going to report you. No? Okay. Try this one. She was going to get you fired.
Aha.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. Okay. This document you're showing me, it has to be forged. This isn't Barbara's writing. She had a very obnoxious way of writing that isn't showing up at all here. It's also addressed to St. Remy's Bureau of Technology, which has nothing to do with the contents of the document. Barbara would never make that mistake, and besides all that, what the report is saying is false. A couple weeks ago, me and Barbara had one of our scheduled HR check-ins. It was really bad. She screamed at me and she made me cry. I was screaming back. At some point, Barbara asked the HR rep to leave the room and things got even darker. She told me things that she had never told me before. She was saying I was a privileged little who had never achieved anything by myself, that I could only got this job through nepotism and other terrible things. She was actually right, but I was shocked at the moment. She went on about how she had to work so hard to get here. She opened up about her life in Ulnus, the things she went through. I knew things were bad in Ulnus, but I never really internalized what that meant for her. Her parents were killed in front of her as a kid, and that didn't even top the list of terrible things she went through. And she said that every day she risked losing her work visa and going back to that life. That any mistake she made could get her sent back, and any missing deadline of the project, any problem at work, anything could be the thing that gets her sent back. She was crying. I'd never seen her express a single emotion before that. She used to be this cold, impenetrable wall of strictness and professionalism, and suddenly she was there, vulnerable, scared little kid in front of me. So I understand then why she was so strict with me and with her work. I understood that she was under a lot of pressure and I felt bad for her. I promised her I would do better, and I meant it, and I did. No one could say I didn't. Afterwards, Barbara was super embarrassed about breaking down like that and asked me to please don't tell anyone about it, not even Dan. I agreed, of course, and never told anyone. My work since then has been great. I had caused a lot of problems before, lost the group a lot of time, but I haven't done anything wrong since then. Okay. Lara's work data. Clear increase in productivity. Okay, so yeah, she did. So she was like, man, and then she's like, oh my god, I should do better. Doesn't add up, right? She was doing better. Okay, see, what it is, Agatha. You're the murderer, Agatha. Let's see. Okay, where is your conversation in? Oh, I'm not sure if she ever finished writing it. I'm afraid Clara or Dan may have. I don't know. But either way, you should be able to find the report on her work computer in the lab. Found Barbara there. She told me she was writing a new report. But the report shows Clara was doing good.
Aha.
Let me scroll back. The real reason why Barbara was writing a report against Clara was not because Clara was slacking at work. For months, we had been failing to get the contamination numbers down to the level required for certification. The event deadline was approaching and we had nothing to show for it. Barbara wanted to fire Clara because Clara included a mechanism in the design of the battery that cheated the safety test, making it seem like the battery contamination levels were below threshold levels when they actually weren't. I had to remove that mechanism from the design and find another way to get the contamination levels down. The low performance referred on Barbara's report was an excuse. Since cheating the safety test would have been much more serious, Barbara was actually helping Clara. Paper shared by Clara as literature reference for the NIU battery project. It contains a method to cheat emission certification tests like the ones it was subjected to. Okay. Vision log. You approved it, Agatha! Where is it? You approved it. You approved the cheat device.
Aha.
It was a mistake on my part. When did you remove the cheat device? Okay. Oh wait, no, what did that say? We can debunk it? Dang it. You haven't done anything wrong? You put the cheat device on. Had to update the lab. Get her together. Agatha's a genius. Barbara wasn't trying to get me fired or write another report about me. I'm certain of that. Someone's trying to make up some conflict between me and Barbara. You added the cheat device. No? Okay. I haven't done anything wrong since then. You added a cheat device.
Aha.
Let's see, what? This is false. I did not add the cheating mechanism to the design. I only shared the paper because we were desperate. But they shut it down, so that was it. Hold on, April 1st, Agatha was on my computer that day. I can't believe it. It was Agatha. She added the cheating module to the design for my computer so that she wouldn't be blamed for it. Oh. Oh. I'm confident I know exactly what happened in this case. They had a deadline on April 1st, and tests were not even close to passing. Clara, who after the emotional breakdown of Barbara was invested in meeting the deadlines, found a paper that explained a way to cheat the test and shared it with Agatha and Barbara. Barbara was vehemently opposed to it, and Agatha pretended to agree with Barbara, but Agatha started thinking about how she could implement this without anyone finding out. She decided to do it from Clara's computer under her credentials. That way it'd be harder for Barbara to find the cheat design, or so she thought. and she would have someone else to blame for it if it ever was found out. So on the afternoon of March 31st, Agatha probably made it seem like her computer was busy and asked Clara if she could use her computer to do some work. Clara agreed and went to the gym while Agatha used her computer. April 1st comes, the tests were run, and they barely passed thanks to Agatha's cheat design, just in time for next Monday's ABC event. Agatha presented the results to the ABC higher-ups, and everyone was pleased. She shared this with Clara and Barbara in their group chat, but Barbara was skeptical and wanted to review the final design herself. So Barbara came into work after hours that Monday on April 4th and quickly found out that the cheat design was implemented. At first, she thought Clara had implemented since those changes were made with her credentials, so she sent a message in the group chat saying to Clara that they need to talk. At that moment, Clara was at the gym, so she didn't get that message, but Barbara kept looking at the design and soon realized that Clara couldn't have done it. That's when she sends that second message in the group chat, this time to Agatha, asking her to come down from the event urgently. Agatha eventually came down from the event with the excuse of grabbing some report and encounters Barbara. I think Barbara was writing a whistleblower report against Agatha, not Clara. I'm not 100% sure about this, but the rest of my explanation doesn't hinge on this detail, so it doesn't matter too much. Then, probably they started arguing about it. They both risked going back to Ulna's, a place they both had escaped from. This raised the stakes of the argument, and it escalated until Agatha grabbed the paperweight and killed Barbara with it. Agatha then hurriedly deleted the contents of the document on Barbara's computer and rewrote it as if it was about Clara's performance. But she had to do it fast, so her absence from the event wouldn't be suspicious, so she didn't edit the document recipient, St. Remy's Bureau of Technology, which made no sense for the contents she was now writing. Oh. Finally, she placed Clara's scarf, which was on the lab, as if Barbara was gripping it in her hands, and came back to the event. So when Dan went to the lab an hour later to update the lab computer, he found Barbara's body and the scarf and thought Clara had killed her. Dan wasn't lying, he was just wrong. He did try to save Clara from being accused of murdering Barbara, so he took the scarf. Since he thought Clara was a killer, he assumed Clara had been on the floor, so he deleted the floor log entries. Right? He didn't read the log entries too carefully since he was in a hurry to get rid of Clara's bloody scarf, but if he had, he would have realized that Clara was never on the floor. Clara was on the gym waiting for Dan to leave. Dan to message her when he was going to leave for work. Of course, he never did message Clara since he was probably in a state of shock after finding Barbara's body and didn't know what to say to Clara. He just went home and disposed of the scarf, accidentally making himself the prime suspect in the case. Since Clara didn't know what Dan did, she had no problem in showing the police her and Dan's text messages, which actually contradicted Dan's alibi. So Dan, learning that Clara had shown these messages to police, thought Clara was framing him as they made him seem guilty. So to summarize, Agatha killed Barbara because Barbara discovered Agatha manipulated the test results, and Agatha tried to frame Clara for it, but Dan, thinking Clara was the killer, tried to protect her by messing with the evidence, which made him look guilty instead. I'm trying to understand how this case fits in a list of cases. At the moment, this case is an outlier. It's from 17 years ago. It doesn't seem to involve the network, the hologram detective, me, or any other criminal organization. Look what I found. After Barbara's murder case, Agatha went on to be investigated multiple times in connection to the network. Informants placed her working on a large underground technology project. What is it? Nothing, sorry, my battery just got below 10%, but that isn't relevant now. It could still last for hours. Sorry for interrupting. You know her, Ethan. I'll go recharge after we go through the next cases, Pixel. That was super weird. Are you hiding something from me? Not at all, I'm just not used to, I don't know. Please go ahead, this is very interesting, Pixel. What else did you find? I found that ABC Brain Components itself didn't exactly have a clean record after all. This either. Their products kept failing safety standards and components kept going missing. Investigators think the whole company was a front, using their legitimate operation just to get the import licenses needed to manufacture the components, which they then sold on the black market. This explain why they hired people from Ulnas and probably other vulnerable regions and kept them under that level of pressure, under tacit threat of deportation. What's going on in Ulnas is depressing, and people here taking advantage of that is so unfair. These guys don't care about anything. The way you work is amazing, Pixel. Are we done with this case? Yes, we can move on to the next one. New clue unlocked. Agatha. Agatha, you say? Me see my general clues. Suspect, as well as some managers from the same company, have been the subjects of multiple trusted police informants placed here currently. I think that's it. Right? I think there's only the 4 cases. Yep. To be continued, Case 5 Melody. Ooh, be out soon. 2026. Okay. Right, there's only 6 cases total. So, come next year, we'll be able to wrap up this game. But I was like, you know what? The developer reached out and they were like, I released an update. And I was like, I'm in. And it's still really good. I think that one part after case 3 with the exposition, that felt a little long, but that's okay. That's just because we were used to typing. So it's like, no, this makes sense. But I like it. I get to pretend to be little, freaking Phoenix Wright, objection. I'm like, no, she took the card. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, she clearly took the card. How do I explain this? I could see it. So I'm glad we were able to put it together and solve that mystery. Well, yeah, that is gonna be it for us today. I know, another short stream, but we're just, we're taking our time, going through these games, trying to avoid some potential burnout, because, we almost had a little bit of that last month. So, I will see you guys next time. Enjoy the holidays, and until then, Suzu is Massey. Bye-bye.